All right, a couple points about this. What I'm playing right here, I'm adding this note, adding that note. We're going back and forth. That is in the studio version. If you listen to the actual track, listen to the right channel in your headphones or the speaker, and you're going to hear it's just that single note ring out on top of the regular guitar part. He does not play that single note live, though. Anytime you see him play that live, he omits that. He will not play that. So that's what I'm doing, is I'm adding that note that's in the studio version to the actual live track. And so again, we have two moves. You know, I started out like this. I walk on down, and then again, that's the note I'm adding. That's in the studio version that Fruciante doesn't play, and so I'm playing strings 6 and 2. I like my middle and my thumb, and I'm having this is an F sharp chord, so arch your fingers as much as you can. And then our next little move, this is the trickiest one. I'm going to go like this, middle finger down. That's 4th fret 5th string, and I got my middle finger down on that 3rd fret 2nd string, and I'm going to do this little move. So here it is again, slow motion. I'm going to hammer on with my pinky, and I'm going to quickly move my ring down. So here it is again. But notice you're hearing that. That's what we're adding to this. So Fruciante will only do this when he's playing this live. So what we're doing was we're adding this cool note, and it makes a big difference. That ping, it gives that high voicing. Gives it a nice. So there's your move. Now, this could be kind of tricky. That's the trickiest part of all this. If you wanted to, and you're not going to notice a difference, you could start it like this. So I got, instead of my ring finger here, I got my pinky here, and I can go like this. And then that might even be easier. I think, honestly, for me it is, and nobody's going to tell a difference. Nobody knows. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. He actually does a hammer on, yeah, but who cares? If you like this better, slide it. So those are the two tricky moves to work on. Again, going back to this F sharp, if you wanted to, I can go like this. And then put those fingers down. So what I can do here, notice you don't have to have the entire chord down when you initiate that F sharp chord. The very first beat is just, again, that 2nd and 6th string, and the tab would be 2 and 2. 2, 2, right? So D flat note or C sharp note and your F sharp note, boom. And then you can put those down. You don't have to do it like that. You can complete the whole chord if you're comfortable enough doing that. But we want to try to make sure we're arching our fingers enough, and that 2nd string rings out throughout the entire arpeggiation. And that's pretty much it. And when he does this little slide here, when he plays this live, he'll often do this. So again, the slide here is on strings 5 and 4. But when he's playing this live, he'll throw this. This is strings 2, 3, and 4. And this is representing that C shape. It's a D chord using a C shape. If you're familiar with the cage system, that's really, really helpful to know. And I'm sliding up here for an E chord. And this chord, all he's doing here is out of this. That's the way he actually plays this in the studio version. Or you take the higher voicing of that same chord. But notice, it's all representing a D chord. This is your root in your third for an E chord. And this is a full triad. This is an inverted triad where we have the 3rd in the bass, but it's got a root 3 and 5. So this is a major chord, full major chord. This would technically be a D, no 5 in parentheses. If you've seen it written like that, it's a D chord, just the root in the 3rd though, no 5th for both of these. And one final thing, I like to do this. I like to pick, do a hybrid pick, especially when you're finally into this part. You got the pick right there ready. Some people are very good at tucking the pick in their fingers, and then they finger pick, and then they can just kind of slide the pick out and use that. That's another option, but I'm doing the same exact strings, right? And then, oops, sorry. So using the pick, hybrid picking is really cool too. And that should do it. I hope that's helpful. That just adds one little note, a whole note that's ringing through the right channel, just switching back and forth. And one little thing that's noteworthy, The fourth time when he goes here, da, 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 and then when he goes back to the F sharp the second time, on the studio album he doesn't hit this high note. For whatever reason he omits that. So he just goes, he does not hit that high ping on the fourth and the eighth measure. Yeah, and that should do it. And again, the way he actually plays this live, last thing, he will start off with this. Yes, he does play that. That's the only time he will ever hit that second string when he's playing this live. And now he's just going to go single notes. So single notes I'm playing there, he just kind of abandons what we this double stop or dyad, two notes played at the same time. Just the initial beat is the only time he ever does that live. Studio version, different thing, overdubbed right channel. So I hope that helps.